Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Ryan. I'm a former Royal Marines Commando from the United Kingdom, and today we're going to be reacting to 5 reasons nothing can stop the US Army. Now, me being a former Marine, I've worked alongside the United States military on many occasions. Haven't worked with the US Army though, or at least to my knowledge directly, I haven't worked with the US Army. Mainly worked with contingents of the US Marine Corps, Recon Marines, US Navy, all that kind of stuff, that side of things. The amphibious infantry is the guy who I would have worked closely with in the Royal Marines Commandos, because it's the same job role. But United States Army, something that I'm not massively clued up on. I know that they're absolutely huge. The budget is not shared with the Navy, for instance, like the United States Marine Corps is, so they don't necessarily get hand-me-downs. They get some good kit. And I know quite a few guys who've served in the Royal Marines, went on to Special Forces Support Group, who then went on to work with certain contingents of the US Army, Rangers and stuff like that. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. 5 reasons nothing could stop the US Army. Well, like all of these United States ones, guys, we can just think of one reason: the budget's too big and they're just going to beat you. Simple as that. But without further ado, smash that like button, comment in this comment section, and yeah, troops, thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. Boom, let's get into it.
These 5 reasons prove nothing can stop the US Army.
Before we get into it, original video in the description. Show 'em some love.
The US Army already fields an impressive array of weapons. But as the US Army prepares for potential conflict against high tech, such as Russia and China, the Army is working on a slew of new systems ranging from tanks to missiles. When it comes to lethal weapons, the US Army has no shortage. Some may be too expensive, some too complex, and others may be desired by politicians and defense contractors, but not the troops on the field.
This is the thing with the Army, but being a Marine, right, we kind of, and anyone will be able to tell you this, if you're a Marine, everyone's going to know about it. It's something that we really hold dear to our hearts, our bodies, our minds, our spirits, to the point of which it doesn't matter if you're a Royal Marine, United Kingdom, US Marine, a Dutch Marine, it doesn't matter. We all share that same love for one another, that camaraderie. If I was to go to America now and go to a bar in the United States somewhere and I met a couple of Marines, we would have that brotherhood instinct straight away. It's just something that's in us. I don't know if that exists in the US Army. Maybe if any of you guys are watching this and you're from America specifically and you've served in the Army, you can let me know a little bit more of the insight into the brotherhood behind that. Would you feel a connection with another guy from a different country who served in the Army? Because from my knowledge and understanding, the Army in France, for instance, is going to be very different to the Army in America. I can't really say the same for the Royal Marines. The Royal Marines are very different in the way we can be tactically utilized from the United Kingdom and the United States, but the brotherhood and the mentality is exactly the same. All right, we're Marines still. When push comes to shove, we're getting into the fight together. I wonder if it's the same in the Army. Let me know in the comments, guys.
Nonetheless, today's US Army can generate an astonishing amount of firepower and deliver it in a variety of settings, from small war counterinsurgency to big war mechanized combat. The results will be the gradual disappearance of the familiar weapons born during the Cold War, the Abrams tank and the Apache helicopters that symbolize America's arsenal.
Wow, that's an amazing bit of footage right there. Those Abrams tanks, we was firing alongside those things in the Mojave Desert. First time I've ever been exposed to live tank fire. And it literally blew my brains how loud those things are, how phenomenally powerful they are as well. We were firing right next to these things, like 10, 15 feet away, and I couldn't believe it. I was an LMG gunner at the time, light machine gun, and it was the most exhilarating feeling on the planet. Those Abrahams, I believe, they might actually be getting put out of service, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong with that. Let me know, guys.
Arsenal. In their place will be a new generation of weapons.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Here are 5 that we will likely see in the coming years.
Right, I'm going to hazard a guess before this comes out. We've got drones, artificial intelligence. I don't know how that's going to be integrated, but that could be integrated across the board. Another 3 things. I'm not going to waste time. I don't really know. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think definitely artificial intelligence and drones are going to be used a lot more. Smart bombs as well. Even smarter.
Number 1. Next generation combat vehicle. Since the 1980s, the backbone of the Army's armor force has been the M1 Abrams tank and M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle. Both designs have been upgraded and modernized over the years. The latest M1A2 has far better sensors and electronics than the 1980s M1, but these are essentially 40-year-old designs meant to stop a Soviet tank assault across the Fulda Gap.
Wow, I didn't know these things were 40-year-old designs or the platforms and structures. Granted, they'll have came a lot way technologically from then. All right, the shell and stuff will have built upon with loads of different technological advances. But 40 years old is a long time. It does make sense with the Cold War things. There was a bit of an arms race going on during that time with the threat from Russia. And we're seeing it all over again. All right, we're seeing this being forced. Our weaponry is being upgraded. Defenses are getting increased. Budgets are getting spent on things that really matter. We've seen Ukraine really pushing their focus towards drones because they can be utilized on the battle space without putting people at harm's way. And they can coordinate attacks more effectively, more efficiently with the use of kits. So it's crazy how a threat from a country can produce all of this this spiral of weaponry increasing and stuff. It really is, guys, and it's happening, like I say, in Ukraine right now. America's going to be at the forefront of weapon technology. We already know that, but I think if America starts really going for overproducing weaponry and increasing their technological advancements in different kit that they use, we're going to see other countries forced into that, especially NATO.
The counterinsurgency, small wars of the past 2 decades has made armor secondary to infantry boots on the ground. But as the US refocuses on the prospects of mechanized big war against Russia and China, there is new love for tanks. The Army's Next Generation Combat Vehicle program aims to create a 21st century armor fleet, including a new main battle tank, infantry fighting vehicle, self-propelled gun, and even robot tanks.
Robot tanks are already there. I think this is a few years old. Robot tanks are being used all over the globe. I even think, I might be wrong with this, I'm pretty sure some bases around America specifically are being guarded by armored, almost like robotic dogs. That sounds ridiculous, but trust me on this, bro. Source, trust me, bro. Is just do a bit of research and you'll see that there's these robotic dogs with weapons, and I believe they're actually using them as sentry for security outposts on military camps. And they'll be using artificial intelligence as well to recognize good and bad. Do a bit of research. You'd be very surprised that these are actually being used, and they've been used for a little while now.
The defense industry is pitching several designs, such as BAE's Swedish-designed CV-90 infantry carrier. But whatever vehicles are chosen will reflect the enormous changes in technology over the past 4 decades.
Yeah.
Active protection systems to stop anti-tank missiles, tactical networks, and even drones as an integral part of the vehicle's system.
I told you guys, drones. Drones are going to take so many vehicles off the battle space, you won't even believe it. To the point of which I believe the next big massive war will be fought not high in the skies. It'll be low-level flying drones, swarm drones attacking individuals, which are literally going to render these vehicles useless because these tanks can have all the anti-active protection systems they want. They're not going to be able to stop waves and waves of swarm drones. Going to be cheap to utilize, really easy to coordinate. Artificial intelligence is going to take out, take away a number of the problems, and I think drones drones. We're going to see battlefields literally swarmed with these things in the future. That's my personal take. What do you guys think?
And for a really futuristic design, take a look at DARPA's Ground X Vehicle Technologies program.
Ooh, someone was talking to me about this. I'm yet to look into DARPA a little bit, but that, yeah, it's next level stuff apparently. I'm going to do some research on it, maybe do a video on it.
And the conceptual art of a tank that looks like a dune buggy.
That looks cool as hell. In fact, the Royal Marines use something that looks very similar to that right now. Truth.
Number 2, Maneuver Short Range Air Defense, or MSHORAD.
Right, so these things are designed to be shorter. Those, and you might as well have just said Maneuver Short Range Air Defense, MSHORAD. Yeah, fail on the shortening down of that one, guys.
Snuggled under the protection of the U.S. Air Force and facing low-tech opponents like the Taliban, the Army's tactical air defenses have lapsed since the Cold War.
I wouldn't say, holistically speaking or generally speaking, that the Taliban were low-tech. My reason for that is this. Some parts of the Taliban had quite a bit of funding, and it was very easy for them to purchase off bloody the internet, eBay or whatever, night vision goggles that were, unfortunately, in some cases, better than the ones the British military had. For a few $100s you can get these things. So low tech in the sense that they're not standard issued with decent kit, but some of these guys were pretty formidable. And to be honest with you, sometimes being light, ready to fight mentality, i.e. no kit on your back, just have a couple of magazines down your dish dash and get ready to pop a few rounds off and then skedaddle off nice and lightweight into the distance, is a better way to fight than being heavy, lumbered down with all of this body armor kit and everything. So low tech, maybe in terms of standard issue stuff, but sometimes we can be bogged down with the kit that we actually use, slowing our movement massively down. This is why the Taliban were very effective in guerrilla warfare. The sole reason Royal Marines Commandos earned the title Commando, because we were light, ready to fight. We didn't have all of this cumbersome kit around. We just got in, nice and lightweight, like I say, a couple of magazines, maybe a couple of grenades on us, getting in. We didn't even wear protective helmets in the early days, you know, but we were in, out, and we caused mass destruction in short amount of time. So yeah, I think we need to re-understand what it means to maybe not be technologically advanced in one way, but for the greater good in another, okay? And anyone that's been in the infantry or any part of the infantry will understand exactly what I'm on about here.
But with the proliferation of drones and the threat of high-tech Russian and Chinese aircraft and helicopters, the skies aren't looking so friendly for the ground pounders. For now, the Army is opting for a stop-gag solution that mounts Stinger anti-aircraft missiles on a Stryker light armored vehicle. But the Army plans to mount directed energy weapons, or lasers, on the Stryker, which can engage targets more quickly than missiles and don't run out of ammunition.
I forgot about laser. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, these things are going to cause carnage in the future. Going to be extremely hard to locate. Some of these lasers, a lot of these lasers, you can't even see. All right, these things are dangerous as hell. Direct energy weapons, I believe, have existed for a long time. Have they been utilized effectively in the military in more recent years, either past few decades? Probably not. Does America have this capability? I believe they probably do. And these things are going to cause havoc, not just on the battle space, but in space, quite literally. These things, I wouldn't be surprised if they're on, if America has the capability to use these laser things from satellites. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see how these things develop, because if everyone has them, then it's going to be carnage, really, on the battlefield, isn't it, really? They might as well just come to a gentleman's agreement and handshake over it, these political parties, instead of causing all of this destruction in wars like Ukraine, Russia, and all of that, where the people don't benefit from it.
Except for electricity.
Nice.
Number 3. Robot tanks. These were once the stuff of science fiction, but the fact that the US Army has a program called Optionally Managed Fighting Vehicle attests to the rise of the machine.
Getting a Terminator quote out of there.
The Army already has a robot test vehicle, an armed, remote-controlled M113 armored personnel carrier, and is vigorously pursuing autonomous trucks that can haul supplies without a driver.
This is something that I'm in mixed. I've got mixed views on. I think if you're literally getting supplies to and from the battle space without one driver, what you're really risking here, one life or a bit of kit that's probably going to cost 10 times more. I don't know. I'm just trying to think holistically about the military spending and everything. These things are going to cost a lot of money to literally take one driver out. And there's one thing artificial intelligence won't have is that gut feeling that we have. You know, soldiers and especially the Marines, we always used to have. We believed in this. It's almost like a sixth sense feeling. You know, if it doesn't feel right, it's probably because it isn't. We always were told to trust that instinct. Okay, if you don't have that warm fuzzy feeling inside, it's you probably need to listen to your gut, so to speak, because normally shit's about to go down. And anyone who's served in the military will understand what I'm talking about there. If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not. Artificial intelligence isn't going to have that, isn't going to have that conscious ability to make those decisions on the ground, whereas a driver is. So, yeah, I don't know if this is the route I'd be going down just to supply logistics and stuff or take people to and from. I think I'd like to have the comfort of a driver in the seat still. Maybe I'm a bit behind with my mentality on that, but it just comes down to that 5s and 20s attitude. Does it feel right? Does it not feel right? A driver can have that intuition to be able to feel and make decisions on the ground. Artificial intelligence is probably not going to do that. Even a guy who's behind the remote controlling this thing is not going to get the overall picture. I can see its advantages in many situations, but when it comes to putting people in these vehicles and tracking them around, I don't think we're there yet. But I might be wrong, guys. Let me know what you think. What the hell's happened there? Okay, so it's getting smoke out. Tactical smoke screen.
Number 4. Future vertical lift. Just as Cold War-era M1 tanks are being replaced, so are the Apache and Black Hawk helicopters that comprised Army aviation. The Future Vertical Lift program aims to develop a family of new helicopters, including an attack reconnaissance machine. Number 5. Long-range artillery and hypersonic missiles.
Let's talk a little bit about what he's just said there, though. Now, the Apache helicopter is among one of the most formidable fighting machines ever made across any military vehicle. All right, I'm talking about land vehicles, ships, anything. These things are bloody phenomenal. All right, in Afghanistan, they proved that they were firing weapon systems, rockets, munitions from ranges that the enemy couldn't even see the helicopter in the in the air anywhere. All right, these things were insanely good. So to be able to take them out of service, so to speak, tells me that some of the technology that they must have to replace such a fine bit of kit must be out of this world, guys. It must be truly staggering just how good it is. So the fact that he brushed over that tells me one or two things. Either there's not enough information out there in the first place on these things, or it's probably best not to talk about what is already out there, which is really exciting when you think about it.
3, 2.
That looks like the Mojave Desert, 29 Palms. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that ground, and I've been there 100%. That looks like the Mojave, guys.
1, 0, fire.
Whoa!
Accustomed to plentiful air support from
What the hell was that?
Air Force, the Army's artillery has lagged behind that of Russia, which is fielding several new howitzers. But instead of big guns that can shoot out to 20 miles like the M109A6 Paladin 155mm self-propelled howitzer, the Army is talking of cannon that can hurl a shell 1,000 miles.
1,000 miles is outrageous. Longer than the length of the United Kingdom. Okay. How is that even possible?
Whatever the exact range will be, it's likely the Army will be deploying artillery that can reach hundreds of miles, which vastly extends the lethal zone in which enemy troops must operate. That's all, my friends. Press like if you like this video, and
guys, fantastic video. 5 reasons nothing could stop the US Army. We're going to talk a little bit about that, guys, so stick around if you're still here. We have a few things that I don't want you to miss. But the first thing I want to do is give a massive shout out to US Military News Channel. Without people like these creating channels like this, we wouldn't be able to react to that original content. Now, my aim isn't to use this content and just watch it. I want to add to it. I want to give personal experience to it. So hopefully I've done a good job. If I have, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below your thoughts. My second point today is go and give these guys a follow. Third, I'm on a venture, and if you've watched my last video, I'm on a venture to start YouTube boxing. Not just a couple of amateur fights. I want to be on these big shows where KSI, Jake Paul, and all the rest of these YouTube boxers are taking part. I believe there's a space for me on those shows somewhere down the line. I think I can offer an awful lot. I think I can be one of the best YouTube boxers there is. I've looked at all the competition. There's some good competition, but I believe this man here, and I'm not saying this in an arrogant way, I believe that I am the man for you guys to be able to change that boxing scene on its head. I think I could be one of the best YouTube boxers out there. And I've been given a little bit of information of how I can make that come to life. I've been in contact with quite a well-known talent manager who literally manages content creators, a very few select content creators, very well-known, famous content creators. And that person, that said individual, has told me that I need to get 40 to 70,000 on average views per video before they will entertain me. I understand it. I respect it. Okay. They need to be able to see the numbers for me to be able to go, you know what? I am worthy of being under your talent management. And that will then allow me to get into the YouTube boxing scene and hopefully give a completely different type of content down that YouTube boxing journey. So what do I need from you guys? I need you guys to support me more than you've ever supported me before in your life. Hit that like button, share this content far and wide. Just if you can help me out, I'll be so appreciative of that, guys. I really would. Number 2, 40 to 70,000 views per video sounds like a challenge, and I accept the challenge. I'm not going to be downtrodden and defeated by those numbers. I think I can get those numbers, guys, and I accept it as a challenge so that I can eventually get onto the YouTube boxing scene and get a talent manager to manage me under that circumstance. So that's that, guys. If you want to see me progress into that as a content creator and bring that part of the channel to life, then do anything you can, guys. Drop a comment below and really help the algorithm out, because that's what I want to do, and I believe that's going to help me, you know, manage my financial situation a lot better as well, because some of these YouTube boxers are making a lot of money, and I want my child to grow up in a good, stable house and environment, and you know, I got to pay the bills just like everyone else, troops. I really have. So hopefully this can be the start of something new. I accept the challenge. 2023, I genuinely believe that we'll have getting those numbers, and I'll be able to contact that talent manager again and get involved. But that's that, really, guys. 25 minutes we've been chatting on. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. I can't do this without you guys, and I just want to say thank you for everyone who's supported the channel so far, especially the members. If you want to become a member, please consider pressing that join button or hit the link in the description, become a member, because without you guys, I couldn't do these videos every day. So thank you for the support, and I'll see you next time, troops. Peace.